Okay, hello aspirants, very warm welcome to Oliveboard. This is Rohan Dange, faculty for the day. So today we are going to talk about a few concepts. Let's deal with that first. Okay. Oh, and by the way, as you know that the notification is out. So now is the time for us to buckle up our seats and go full throttle, right? So without much of a further ado, let's begin. So let's talk about wholesale price index and consumer price index. They have been in news for a very long period of time. They have been in news because the WPI based inflation in India, it rose to 13.11%. It's a staggering number. While the retail inflation rate in India measured by consumer price index came in at 6.07%. So what is the WPI? Wholesale price index. It measures the changes in the prices of goods sold and traded in bulk by wholesale businesses to other businesses. So not the retail level prices. We're talking about the wholesale level prices. आप मंडी में जाते हो and you buy things at a wholesale rate, not the traders buy it, wheat, eggs, and so on and so forth. So that is called as a wholesale price index. Then it is published by the Office of Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It is most widely used inflation indicator in India, and there is a criticism hurled against it. And what is that criticism? That the general public does not buy products at wholesale prices. Then why are we using it as a benchmark to decide inflation rates, right? Also, the base year for All India WPI has been revised from 2004 and 5 to 2011 and 12 in 2017. I think now as we are moving closer to 2022, it will be shifted. That goalpost or that reference level or that reference period will be shifted to 2014-2015. Now, in connection to WPI, what is consumer price index? It measures price changes from the perspective of a retail buyer, and it is released by the National Statistical Office. The CPI calculates the difference in the price of commodities and services such as food, medical care, education, electronics, shoes, clothing, apparels, everything that we buy at a retail level. Now, the CPI has several subgroups including food and beverages, fuel and light, housing and clothing, bedding and footwear. So basically articles that we use either on a monthly basis or an annual basis or on a quarterly basis or a 6 monthly basis. So there are four types of CPI. CPI for industrial workers, CPI for agricultural laborers, CPI for rural laborers, and CPI for rural urban combined. Out of these, the first three, that is the CPI for industrial workers and the CPI for agricultural laborers and the CPI for rural laborers, those are compiled by the Labor Bureau in the Ministry of Labor and Employment. The fourth one, which is CPI rural urban combined, that is compiled by the National Statistical Office in the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Okay. What is the base year of CPI? Again, like WPI, it is 2012. So recently, the Ministry of Labor and Employment released a new series of CPI with the base year 2016. And the MPC, the Monetary Policy of India, or the Monetary Policy Committee, uses CPI data to control inflation. So let's take a look at some of the questions. The wholesale price index, it was asked in 2010. The wholesale price index in India is available on a monthly basis only. As compared to consumer price index for industrial workers, the WPI gives less weight to food articles. Which of the given statements is or above correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. The answer is B, two only. One is incorrect. WPI in India is available on a monthly basis only. ऐसा नहीं है. It is available on a monthly, quarterly, and a 6 monthly and a yearly basis also. Now, what is the difference between CPI and WPI? WPI tracks inflation at the producer level, right? Because you are looking at the wholesale level prices, not the retail level prices. Whereas CPI captures changes in prices levels at the consumer level. WPI does not capture changes in the prices of services, which CPI does. In WPI, more weightage is given to manufactured goods, while CPI, more weightage is given to food items, right? So that is more relevant for the common man, right? Now, what is inflation? Inflation is what? Inflation refers to the rise in prices of most goods and services, and it measures the average price rise or the average price change in a basket of commodities and services. Which are those commodities and services? The ones we use on a daily basis, monthly basis, or a regular basis with quite a lot of frequency. So, inflation is indicative of the decrease in the purchasing power of a unit of a country's currency, right? However, a moderate level of inflation is required in the economy to ensure that production is promoted. In India, inflation is primarily measured by two indices, WPI and CPI. That's why we learnt about these two indices. Okay. So in 2020 also there was a question. Statement 1. The weightage of food in CPI is higher than that in WPI. WPI does not capture changes in the price of services, which CPI does. Third, the RBI has now adopted WPI as its key measure of inflation and to decide on changing key policy rates. Third is absolutely wrong, correct, because now it is the CPI which is being used as a measure, and the weightage of food in CPI is higher than that in WPI. That also we know. And WPI does not capture changes in the price of services, which CPI does. ये भी हमने पढ़ लिया. So answer is A, only 1 and 2. Okay. So with this we have come to the end of this short lecture. Attend our free workshop, register now, because now we are starting our RBI Grade B preparation in full swing. We have now developed courses. You will master the skill of descriptive answer writing. You just have to register. The description is given in the link is given in the description box. Register now. Get yourself, it's like a early diagnosis with the director and the doctor. Once you get that, then you can start your preparation for RBI Grade B can skyrocket. So till the time we meet next, this is Rohan Dange. Thank you. Take care.